Okay. So before we dive into the presentation, allow me to introduce myself and the company that I work for. I am Cezar Paraschiv. I am a project manager and partner at Digital M.O.B. I've been around the blockchain industry since 2016. About Digital M.O.B. Digital M.O.B is a software company that uh, is specialized in building apps using the blockchain technology. And we are all based in Romania. We have around 20 people, mostly software engineers. Almost all our devs have been involved in major consensus projects in the past. We've helped with some of the consensus token launches like Gnosis and Singular DTV, and we built products like Aletio, EatStats, and Treum, and Singular DTV's products, Breaker and Toolkit. Our relationship with Filecoin started this summer when we accepted the challenge of building the space race competition. We are now working on a bunch of different projects for Filecoin, and the most important ones are the Filecoin.js. Filecoin.js is a JavaScript library for interacting with the Filecoin blockchain. It provides a concise and consistent API for the latest implementation of the protocol. It has support for external signers such as Light Wallet and MetaMask, Mnemonic. And the library is up and running. You can check the documentation here in this website. If there are devs out there, please take a look. Your feedback would be highly appreciated. Another interesting project is FieldStats, which is a network monitoring tool similar to EatStats on Ethereum. It allows the community to see network statistics in real time. Users have the option to opt in and have their nodes displayed. The dashboard shows a lot of information about what softwares they run, network usage, chain height, latency, and other metrics. This project will be done by the end of this month, so stay tuned. Cool. So why do we need a reputation system? This may seem like a trivial question. So the short answer is that we expect the number of storage miners to increase on the network, and clients would want to know, especially the storage clients, with whom to make deals. Clients may have different requirements, and understanding the quality of a miner and the different layers that add to that quality is really important. So what's our plan? In a nutshell, we plan to gather as many relevant metrics as possible on miners based on a number of on-chain and off-chain data points. We plan to use some of these metrics to generate a reputation score, and other metrics will be used to filter and sort through miners, so clients select the best miner for their intended use case. And the reputation system will provide this data via public API that can be used by all the developers that build on top of the Filecoin protocol. This is best suited for applications like marketplaces. And the system will provide a dashboard, a web application that will be mainly used by miners who would want to check their reputation score and how they rank in comparison to other miners. Okay, the system that we plan to build and we've started to build has some properties, or needs to have some properties. It shouldn't be gameable. There may be an incentive for some miners to exploit weaknesses and try to build a reputation faster. And we need to account to all these possibilities from the get-go. It should be transparent, which means that the methodology behind how the metrics are calculated should be available for anyone to check. We have to be concerned about the reputation of the reputation system. There has to be some sort of consensus between all the parties involved that the mechanism behind the reputation score is trustworthy. And also the system has to be easy to adjust. We expect many changes to the protocol in the near future, and these changes will probably have an impact on the way the reputation metrics are calculated. We just have to be ready to adjust the mechanism on the go. Cool. So this is basically the framework on which the system will be built. This is all these metrics are the foundation of the reputation system. So it may seem quite simple. We just need to gather a lot of information, calculate these metrics, and based on them to calculate the reputation score. It seems easy, but as always, the devil is in the details. So there are a lot of nuances, and we need to do a lot of detective work to understand the intention behind the actions of a miner. So just to give you an example, the worst thing that can happen to a miner in terms of his reputation score is to willingly terminate a deal with a client. Breaking the contract with a client should receive the highest penalty. But there are some other cases in which the deals, ending a deal might happen for technical reasons. It may not be something that the miner wants. And even though this leads to the same outcome, the miner should not be as heavily penalized as when he willingly breaks the contract with a client. It is the same case with the miners that report the sector faults. They should be less penalized than the ones that don't report the faults. What I'm saying is that we need to be careful with all these metrics and all these nuances when calculating the score. We need to take into account all of these. It is not just black and white. There's a gray zone there. Okay, so these are the metrics that contribute to the reputation score. Obviously, the higher the success rate, the higher the reputation score. The number of deals from verified clients versus the number of deals from unverified clients. We fear that there's this temptation for miners to make deals with themselves and just to boost the reputation score, and we need to think about what that implies. Still, if we notice that there is a disproportionately high number of deals from unverified clients, there may be something fishy going on, and we have to check into it. The number of slash contracts and the number of dropped contracts, obviously, if these numbers go up, the reputation score will go down. Uptime is really important. If a miner is down, he cannot perform his functions properly and has to be penalized. The average storage provided deal collateral, if the collateral is higher than the minimum required by the protocol, the reputation score will increase. And also the average retrieval speed. Some miners will choose to have unsealed copies, to store unsealed copies for fast retrieval, and this will also increase the reputation. There are other metrics that are really important, but they don't count for the reputation score. The miner's location, it is important. Some clients would want to make deals with miners within the region. The price required for storage and retrieval deals, of course, the prices will be set by the market, but I would expect miners with a high reputation score to charge more, to have higher prices, and also miners who just enter the protocol and don't have a reputation and don't have storage and retrieval deals yet, they may choose to offer lower prices just to attract clients and deals and start building that reputation. Also, free space is really important. Obviously, some clients might have large files, and they would make deals only with miners that offer them the required space. Okay, so we have a lot of challenges, and these are only some of them. Some miners could be behind state firewalls, and we may need to locate some bots in these regions just to make sure that we don't report the miners as being down when they are in fact online. I know that there's a huge community of miners in China, so we have to pay a closer attention to all these details. Another challenge is that if the chain grows at a fast pace, we will have to deal with a lot of information, with a lot of data, and we have to be prepared to handle all this data. And the last challenge is somehow the liquid nature of the Filecoin protocol, in the sense that we expect some changes in the future that will probably have an impact on how the reputation metrics are calculated. This is a timeline. We've started the project late September, and we are in the 5th week of development. The project has 3 milestones. In the first milestone, we plan to have the stack in place along with some metrics. We plan to have a first dashboard implementation. We need to have the public API ready. We are building the bot that feeds the backend with data available in the chain, and also the backend, all the other backend services. In the second milestone, we'll just add more metrics, and we have to come up with the algorithm based on which the reputation is calculated. And in the third milestone, we'll keep adding the rest of the metrics, and we'll prepare for production. My estimation is that the reputation system will be live at the end of February next year. So here I will show you a first dashboard implementation. It's more like an iteration. I have the link prepared. Let me try to switch to that link. Thank you for being patient. Okay, so this is the dashboard. This is the ranking with all the miners in the network, with all their reputation, storage score, and retrieval score. In this example, we have the score separate, but it may change. We can come up with only one measurement. And there's a bunch of metrics attached to every miner. This can expand and see all the metrics that contribute to this course here. The default view is the global rankings, but miners can go to the regional rankings. We have a methodology page that pretty much explains how the system works and how the metrics are calculated. There is also the documentation for the public API. We allow miners to claim these machines, and we expect miners that have large operations to want to merge all of their individual miners under one entity, basically to transfer the reputation of each machine to an entity, to it may be a company. What are the other options? Well, in this case, you can expand and see the miners that are in this group, and then expand more and see the details of that miner. To claim a miner, the flow is pretty similar to what we had for Space Race. They would have to log in. This is quite standard. After they log in, they can claim the miner, and we will provide them with instructions for how to sign the message required for claiming the miner. They have to input the miner ID. The miner nickname is optional. They have to paste the signed message, and they can claim the miner. When claiming the miner has been done successfully, they will get access to this dashboard, and they will be able to see all their miners here, and they can choose to add an entity name if they want to the entity to be displayed in the general rankings. There's a tab here, build reputation. This is just an idea. We barely discussed it, but pretty much in the future, for all the miners that join the protocol and don't have any reputation, they can pay us a fee, and a bot will start making storage and retrieval deals with them to build that reputation faster. Obviously, a lot of details are unknown. We need to spend some time to figure out all the details. Thank you so much. If you want to reach out, please write me. I will try to answer to all your questions. Thank you so much.